Welcome to Bon Jovi Discussions. Today I have my buddy Mike all the way from Nashville. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? Let's do this. Good.
So we met at the last runaway trip together back in June.
At the airport.
3 months ago at the airport. Didn't know each other, and I think I was wearing a Bon Jovi shirt. Were you wearing a Bon Jovi shirt? I don't think so.
I was, but you were, and I think I came up to you and I was like, "We're going to the same place."
Yeah, and I remember we got into the we all got an Uber together, my wife, you, and me.
Yeah.
And I remember I realized we both realized how diehard fans we were once we started talking about what we're going to talk about today. And I was like, this kid is cool. And I remember we hung out the entire weekend, man. That was a blast. That week. So anyway, we're going to talk about disc 1 of the box set today. And this, like I said, this is when we were in the cabin, I was starting to talk about like deep tracks. I knew there's different levels of being a fan. You know, there's like the general fans that only know like the hits. Then there's more deeper fans that know some of the deep tracks. But then there's you're talking to a diehard fan when you're talking about the box set, outtakes from albums, demo, stuff that's not even been heard before, so. But anyway, we'll talk about the box set. So this was to celebrate 20 years of the band. So this came out in November of 2004. And like I said, it was to celebrate 20 years. And it was pretty much, let's put this in quotations, a gift to all the diehard fans because, this is before the digital era, before it became really big, before YouTube and all that. So so they put a box set together of all the outtakes and demos that we may have not even heard before, the digital era. And the cover is pretty cool. It was a remake of Elvis's 50 million fans can't be wrong. Now it's 100 million Bon Jovi fans can't be wrong. And that was to celebrate them selling over 100 million albums.
I always thought it was cool that the 100 million album mark and the 20 years lined up pretty perfectly.
Yeah, that was pretty unique. And so it's filled with demos, outtakes, B-sides. Like there's some songs on here like Someday I'll Be Saturday Night, Always, that was Living on a Prayer, that was already released. But we got the demos of it, and so it's pretty cool to kind of get a different take of that. I remember when I was a kid, I was a fan now for 4 years. I was 12 years old when this came out. And I remember it was, like I said, it came out in the middle of November before Thanksgiving. And I begged my dad to get on I had this tradition now where I get all my Bon Jovi albums the first day. And I begged my dad, I said, I really want this. And back then, these box sets were like $70, $75. Remember? And now you can go to like any kind of record store, like music store, and get it for like $10. But anyway, so I begged my dad to get it for me. So he took me to Kmart to get it, but he said it was a Christmas gift, a $75 box set. So he said it was a Christmas gift. Thankfully, I begged him enough. He let me open it, look at it, and listen to the one CD that day. I listened to disc 3. And I remember I counted down days till Christmas to open it again. And that was the first gift I opened. So every time I look at this cover and stuff, and it's the same exact box set that I bought when I was a kid. That memory of, having that on Christmas Day and all that. What was your experience when you got the album?
I don't remember getting it when it came out. I was pretty young. But I remember the first time listening to it, I was probably like 8 or 9. I remember the radio life. I was like, whoa, that's a really good song. And then I remember Miss 4th of July on disc 1. And then I remember, honestly, what my favorite one on the whole album is Starting All Over Again. And which I think, but I remember just thinking it was super cool that like not everyone knew these songs. Even as a little kid, I was like, well, I feel like I'm a cooler Bon Jovi fan than you are because I aren't dead or whatever. I thought the video or like the DVD that they put out, which I think was filmed in Atlantic City, was freaking amazing and super cool. And I thought that video was awesome. And then after like listening to it on and off, but rediscovering it years later and listening to the whole thing from a songwriter's perspective, I'm a songwriter. You know that.
I know. Very good one too.
Thank you. But yeah, from a songwriter's perspective, you know, some of these songs are so amazingly written, and you know, you can tell that they didn't really have a chance at radio or even an album. But like a song like Miss Fourth of July is one of the most beautifully written songs. John, in my opinion, one of the best songs he's ever written. And there's a bunch of songs like that on this album. I think this album is.
Yeah, you know, and that brings me to another point too. Is, you know, us as diehard fans, you listen to these songs like Miss Fourth of July or pretty much any other one and think, how the hell did this not make the album?
Yeah.
You know, and then you try to look at, like, say, Starting All Over Again, for example. That was for the Keep the Faith album. Yeah. And so you think, okay, what song could this have replaced on the album and been on the album? You know, for me, I would have put Starting All Over Again on Keep the Faith and took out If I Was Your Mother, you know? So, like, fans like us, we think of, why didn't this make this album? How could we have made it fit the, you know? And you try to figure out John's reasoning, you know, behind it.
Yeah. But I think it also comes down to, like, PR people and 1,000 people that have to listen to these songs before they actually get chosen. So,
yeah. Well, let's start digging into the box set. So we're doing disc one. So the first track is "Why Aren't You Dead," and that it was written by John Ritchie, and I believe Desmond Child also wrote that one.
Yeah, John Ritchie and Desmond Child.
Yep, and it was for Keep the Faith album, and it was and John has said it too. It was kind of like a remake of Bad Name or Bad Medicine, you know. So it was like tongue-in-cheek, fun lyric song, and I think it's genius, you know, especially like when you're a kid growing up. And this is how I could really relate to this song. You know, when I was a kid, you know, going into high school too. You know, you have these relationships and like you tell each other, "Oh, I miss you so much. I love you so much. I can't live without you." And you've only been together for a week and you're still kids in high school, blah blah blah. And then next week you break up. And so, you know, it's funny that you can't live without me, so why aren't you dead? You know? You know, so it's like making fun of that line, "Oh, I can't live without you." And then a week later you're broken up and moved on and they're still just fine.
Clever lyrics in that song where like kind of it's tied together really well. I think like right before that first chord, like I didn't think 2 words would hurt so hard. It said, "Dear John, hello, goodbye." Like, yeah, so simple, so dumbed down, but like you could picture what he's saying. Like when I hear a song, like I always like to think, what would the music video look like? And when I hear that song, I literally picture like a guy like on his a letter that says goodbye.
Yeah, yeah. And I also love Richie's guitar too, like especially like that intro. Yeah, this was the one song that really. What's that?
It kicks off the whole thing. It's like, here we go.
Yeah. And that's what kind of takes me back to, you know, I guess Christmas Day when I put this on my CD player and listened to the first disc. This was the song that really hooked me. This was the one song that I kept going back to, and I just loved the funness into it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a good song, you know. And I truly think this should have made the album. You know, I know John was trying to go for a more serious look, and you know, not trying to replicate what they did in the '80s, and so I can see why it didn't make the album. But you know, at least we get to enjoy it. You know, it is what it is, and it's a great song.
Yeah, I agree. I same. I did the album, but I feel like it.
Yeah, say that last part. You were breaking up.
Like I know why it didn't make the album, and it makes total sense, but I feel like it could have.
Yeah, But at least we get to enjoy it though. Let's go to the next track, and this is a absolute die-hard fan favorite. Radio Saved My Life Tonight, which was also supposed to be on the Keep the Faith album. It was written by John, and John actually wrote this one on piano after New Jersey. I don't know if it was during the tour or after but he actually wrote this on tour when he was starting to get burned out. And it was pretty much just questioning why he was doing what he was doing as an artist, and being in the big machine, as he called it. And just kind of revisiting about why he got into music and why he does what he does. Just trying to find that passion for music again. And then I think it sat around for a couple years. Then when they started to do Keep the Faith, they the whole band recorded it, and I'm surprised it didn't make the album, because I really truly think that it should have made the album. I think it's one of those woulda, coulda, shoulda songs that should have made the album. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it could have been a hit. Just to know what it wrote it out, because I'm sure at least that does sound pretty modern for the time in 2004. But no,
oh, your audio is going out.
Oh, my bad.
It's better now. For some reason I couldn't hear you. I heard it's your favorite song, and then.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, just lyrically, it's such a good song, and
it's something that we can all relate to. Like it truly, radio. The music saves our lives. Like this band has done so much to my life, and there's dark days where the band did save my life. Band made me feel better, and you get lost in that those songs, the radio, and it's great. And what's so great, this song too has been performed live here and there, especially in 2011. And I forget what show it was, but I saw them open up with this song, and it was just like, you and I both know here, and we've talked about this. In the States, they don't do a lot of deep stuff. You're lucky if you get one or two deep tracks, because he's got to please the general fans with the hits. And I remember when they opened up with this, like my jaw just dropped. And I was like, "Is that Radio Saved My Life?" I can't believe Radio Saved My Life, and it was. I couldn't believe it. But my favorite line of the song is, "I got something on my mind, just a little bit depressed. I tried to blame it on the rain, but it was in my heart, I guess." That's like such a perfect way to start the song, and the direction of where it was going. You have a favorite line of the song?
Yeah, my favorite line in the song is, "I tried to sleep, but like a friend in need, the melody just kept hanging on."
Oh man, that's a good one too.
Same thing I was talking about before, just like hearing something and being able to like picture it, and that is like, I mean, how it happens to me all the time where I'm laying in bed and I'm just like thinking about a line. Like, I wake up in the morning with songs in my head all the time. So like I know exactly what he's saying. It's like, all right, man, this song is really getting me through right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what else is unique about this song to that, like instrumentally, is the bridge. The way that they kind of come together before, kind of like John's little vocal solo before the final chorus. Like Tico, the boom, 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 and then it's kind of like clashing in, if that makes sense. I thought that was pretty unique. Anything else you want to say about this song?
No, that's it. I think it's a hit.
Next one is Taking It Back. And this is also for another Keep the Faith. It's amazing they kind of keep the faith outtake. Anyway, so Taking It Back, it was written by John and Richie. This was just pretty much another starting all over again kind of type song, just which starting all over again later on in the box set. But Taking It Back, it's all about coming back from where they were, coming back from the New Jersey era, touring, and then being a band in the '90s, and pretty much proving they're back and not forgotten. And that one line too, you take it away, you take it away. I think that was all about, and there's also a line about the lawyers and the music executives and all that, and that's definitely a right. But like taking it back, I think means you took away what I loved. Him becoming a musician, and and then he became this big machine, and they took away his passion for music. And so when Keep the Faith was coming, you know this already, you know, they had that passion again, and they're like, I'm taking back what I love, and you're not going to control. Pretty much like John taking management. You
Like
know.
that refuel of the fire of this is what I got into because I loved, and it's super easy to happen, and obviously it happened to them on a huge scale, but even just being a full-time musician. I work in Nashville, Tennessee. I play music every single day, whether it's writing or performing, and I travel a little bit, open for whatever. Um, it's super easy to get burnt out on, man, I loved this. I started doing this when I was in high school because it was fun, and now I feel like it's my job. Now I feel like I have to write a song a week, and that's like what he's kind of talking about is like you have to do this. You have to go here today. You have to do this today. Do the same thing you did yesterday, and it's super easy to get burnt down on it. And if you don't have that fuel of the fire of why doing this, it's super easy to get lost. And I think this song is kind of him just saying, "All right, I'm back."
Yep, you said it perfectly. Um, I really like his vocals too, especially like in the verses. Like in the first verse, he's kind of like rattling off, and then you hear the drums coming. Then it's back to John. So then the drum, then the whole band comes in, and it has that edgy guitar sound. I thought that was.
Guitar in this is awesome. I think, I mean, sonically, this song sounds amazing. I think Richie's playing, I looked it up once, but I think it was recorded on 56 Les Paul, and its distortion turned up to 10. And just intro riff is amazing.
Oh my gosh. The only bad thing I could say about this, I love it. I love what it's about. It does feel like it's all over. It's a demo, obviously, so it was never completely finished. So, but it does feel like it's kind of all over the place, and not. But maybe that's where they were going with it. Um, One other thing I really love about this song too is like when they sing, "You're taking it back." I can't sing, but the way that they sing back, and like John's vocals when he sings back, he holds those notes. Man, that's like my favorite part of the song.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of mine too.
And then the build up to in parts of these songs, it kind of reminds me of "Good Guys Don't Always Wear White," which was later released, recorded and released in '94. So it kind of gives me that "Good Guys don't always wear white" vibe, doesn't it?
It does to me. I think so. I never put that together, but now that you say that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like because one day I had my music on shuffle and I heard the beginning of it, and I was kind of talking and doing stuff, and I thought in the background, is that "Good Guys Don't Always Wear White"? And I was no, it was taking it back. And then I kind of listened to them back by back. I was like, oh my gosh, they almost sound similar instrumentally. Uh,
Yeah.
my, my favorite line of this song is, "I'm no different than I was before. Give you what you need, then I'm out the door." You know,
Yeah,
I think he was pretty much talking about how he has to be a people pleaser, whether it's the music executives or an audience. Especially like the New Jersey tour. It was like one show after the other, and so that line, "Give you what you need, then I'm out the door." You know, kind of thing. And you can take that line so many different ways. But
yeah. I like, yeah. I think that's probably maybe what he means, and obviously we don't always know, and lines always could have 1,000 meanings. Um, love the changing output chorus, how it's just like because I'm living in the fast speed like steam train just before I fall off the track, and then it's like come like later in the song, coming like a hurricane rattle, and I like how it changes throughout the chorus.
Yeah, yeah, it's a gem. The next one is actually a demo for a song that we definitely know and most people know. Someday I'll be Saturday Night. This was a demo on the box set, and I absolutely love it. I love that intro, or it kind of.
Then the album cut.
That's what I was going to ask you. I'm like right on the fence. I don't know which one I love more. I think I love the demo more because it just has a little more passion and emotion and sadness.
Everything about it, that long like intro. He's like, "I'm going drinking," which I love. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. And there's different lyrics in this too, which we'll get into. But like you said, like the intro with John talking, I'm going drinking. But before that, where you have that boom, 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 you could just kind of tell that they were kind of getting warmed up to record that song, and they put it in the song. Then they start recording, and John sings, I'm going drinking and all that. I really like how the different lyrics in the song. It's very melancholy, very. I think it's very depressive and stuff, and I think that's what this song's all about. Just being down on your luck and just so tired of everything, not getting by, and blah blah blah. And so it needed that emotive state, I believe. The version of the Crossroads still has that, but it's more upbeat. This one is more misery loves company type sound. The Crossroads version kind of gives me the optimistic we're going to get through this vibe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think of this demo overall?
I personally I like the demo way more than the Crossroads cut, but I mean, Someday I'll Be Saturday Night is probably in my top 5 Bon Jovi songs. Either way, and I think it's really easy to tell why that one made album and radio, and why this one didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they knew they had something special wrong, and we should kind of brighten it up a little bit so we can put it on radio.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's an amazing song. It really is. Yeah. I got but good things to say about Someday I'll Be Saturday Night.
And I also really love John's vocals on this one too. It's amazing. I want to talk about 2 different lyrics that I really love in this song. It's obviously the remake of the chorus. As long as I can breathe, as long as I can fight. Hey man, I know I'll get by. When I want to die, I'll pick up the pieces and what's left of my pride. I love that. And it kind of makes me wish they would have, like you said, you can see why they redid it and what made it to the radio. But I really love that line. And another good line too is, I think it's like a pre-chorus verse, when I ain't here to justify what I gotta do to survive.
I was gonna say that.
I took it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, when you listen to this demo, can you hear some of accordion in this song, on this demo?
I haven't listened to it in a little while, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like you probably could.
I think there's some accordion in the beginning of this, but I don't know. Next track is, this one's your favorite here, Miss 4th of July. You guessed it. It was supposed to be on the Keep the Faith album. This is actually written by John, and this actually became one of Richie's favorite. John actually originally wrote this on piano, and then later brought it to the band. And this song is all about fireworks, the passion, the love, going out in a relationship, and pretty much you're at the end of your relationship. And I think John said somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, that John also wrote it to be about him losing passion and losing innocence in what he saw in music, and like Taking It Back, or Radio Saved My Life Tonight, losing all that passion. and just losing that passion, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I know this is your favorite song, so I'll let you talk more about it.
Just so well written, like even that, even that, like, but
I can't hear you.
my bad. I got so distracted. There's a dog outside, and it was like going wild, and I was like,
Oh no, I couldn't hear you for a second. But okay, as you were saying.
back. So yeah, the just like the simple idea of like the spark is ending and she wants to be independent and 4th of July is Independence Day and I had to wave goodbye to Miss 4th of July is like this is one of the songs where I was like I want to write songs. This was one of the songs that made me want to become a songwriter. And so it always probably has a really special place in my heart. One of the songs that I wish we can see live one day. Even if I'm not there, I want to see it. Um,
You know they did this live back in the Circle Tour.
Yeah.
And there is an accordion. And I love the accordion in this song. You know, every time I see David playing the accordion, you know, you see like the skinny fit guy. He's this ginormous accordion. He's
Yeah.
I don't know how much those things weigh a lot. Do you know?
Never picked up an accordion to be honest.
Me either. What's your favorite line of this song?
Um, man, what is my favorite line in this song? The circus is gone, it's all packed away. Is like same thing I was talking about before, just like painting a picture. And
Yeah.
then I just obviously just love we waved goodbye to Miss 4th of July because I could same thing, just like you could kind of picture a guy who's like not really sure about what's the future holds.
Yeah, and that's where I tied that line there reminds me of like when I was saying about how John was losing the innocence and passion in music. So when you say the circus is packed up and it's long gone away, I think he's talking about New Jersey tour ending. And that you don't know what your future is. You know,
If you think about
the one part.
level is a traveling circus, there's
Yeah.
30 trucks and hundreds of men and women,
Yeah.
and yeah, you get burnt out.
My favorite part of this song, I love the way that John and Richie kind of sing it, and then the lyric is, "For all my hopes, heartaches, and fears, for a night I just watched you walk right out of here." When they go into the second chorus, I love how they did that. Yeah, that was it added so much fuel and passion into the song. I loved it. Um, so, anything else you want to say about this one?
No, I think that's it. Just an amazing song. Should be more popular. I wish it was on the album.
Me too.
Wish it was a hit.
Next one is Open All Night. This is actually one of my favorites on this box set. And you and I both know that John kind of toyed with, I think he said he's written like 5 songs with this title. We also this one that we're going to talk about, These Arms Are Open All Night. The one that's on the bounce version. And so there's 2 we have never heard before. But anyway, so Open All Night, this version was written, I think it was pre-Crossroads, 1994. And I think there was a rumor saying this was going to be put on these days, but then it obviously got taken off. It was written by John Ritchie and Eric Bazillion. Um, I think this version, I think this song is all about, whenever you're ready, I'll be right here. Like kind of like Miss 4th of July with Independence, you want to move on and go on. This one's kind of talking about, okay, I understand you want to move on, break up, and utilize your freedom. I'll be here when you need me again. Pretty much like I'm a neon sign that's always on. It's all right. I'm open all night. So it kind of reminds me of that meaning. I think I'm always right here. So um, let me look at my notes here. I just I have so much to say about this song. I love it so much. Um, my favorite line is, "I'll get along. I'm like a neon sign that's always on. It's all right. I'm open all night." Yeah, I think the chorus is the biggest hook of the song.
So too. I think so too. I'm actually looking up the lyrics right now because
Oh, I can recite you the lyrics.
I.
Um, I
um,
also like this um, the second verse too. So you wave goodbye and say, "Baby, good luck. You gotta chase your dreams before you rest."
yeah, that's a line.
Yep.
That's a line and a half right there. Also,
There's there's a really cool. It's fan made, obviously, but there's a song on um, our video on Ally McBeal when John was in Ally McBeal, and they play this song, and it's like a perfect music video. It's fan made, but it's like shows all of his clips in Ally McBeal. You have to look that up sometime on YouTube. Um,
um, I think my favorite line is opening.
you're mute again.
How's that?
Good. I don't know. Every time you touch it, the audio comes back. It's weird.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, but that's okay.
We're getting by.
The bridge of this is really good too, like the distorted vocals and then the baby, like over like, and I love the vulnerability in this song. Um, do you have anything you want to say about this song?
Just a banger. I think it's a hit. Sonically, it sounds amazing, and lyrically, I think I think going into the chorus and when that chord progression goes from like a low D to that sharp drop D, it says, "Don't look back, you just drive me crazy," and then it goes right into the chorus, and it's just like I feel like that ties it together. That's like what makes me want to keep it.
Yeah, that's a good part too. The next one is "These Arms Are Open All Night." There you go again with the title "Open All Night." This was written and recorded for Crush. It was written by John and Billy Falcon. Um, to me, I think this song's all about just being lonely together and going home with each other to satisfy each other's needs and just have someone to go home with. Like just
Yeah,
need. I think it's just vulnerability. Needing someone, and that's how I interpret the song. What's your take on it?
I love this song. I play this song in downtown Nashville all the time. Um, Probably, if I play acoustic, I always play this song. I think it's super well written. I think it's funny. It is like kind of a bar song, and it's kind of like a last call desperation song.
Yep.
And this is a song that the song to describe. People ask me a lot, like, I'm a songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee. And they're like, well, if you're writing for country artists, how are you so into Bon Jovi? And this is kind of the song where I try to tell people that only listen to country music, I say, strip this song down, and it's a country song. It
Yep.
doesn't about it, and doesn't matter how it sonically sounds. This is a heartbroken storytelling. I met a girl at a bar, and here I think she's coming with me. Like every lyric in this song has that George Strait, has that Dirk Bentley, has that like you can feel it, and that's what's so cool. And the detail of you can just watch him going up to her, and by the way, my name is Jones. That's my dented red Chevy out front. Every in this song is like, and that's why I think this song. I always try to. I'm a big country dude from Georgia who's only listened to George Strait his whole life, and that's his songwriting thing. Like, get a little diverse. Try and listen to this, and the song I try to bring people into Bon Jovi with. Songwriters. Try to
Yeah.
bring.
And you know, you just said, you know, it's such a great songwriting song. You know, and I think John's vocals on this one too has so much emotion to the song.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it has an intimate vocals. You know, that, like that sound in the intro, I thought was so good.
Yeah.
Um, my favorite line is, "God only knows how long it's been that I've been this lonely. Back there at the stop sign, I see her headlights. I think she's coming with me."
Yeah.
You know, so
So
uh,
for me, my favorite line is probably "There's no neon lights and it don't stink of beer." Like,
oh, I like that line too.
and his vocals in that when he does the run of "There's no neon lights, it don't stink of beer." Like, hell yeah.
Now, after we get done with this, I'm gonna go listen to this song all day.
Yeah, me too.
Next one, and we were talking about how much we love this one. "I Get a Rush." It was written by John Desmond Child, and I believe Eric Bazillion also wrote on this.
Okay, yeah, I have it.
And this is post 1996, so I'm not sure if it was. I think it's a demo for Crush, if not just a demo.
Okay.
It's one of those. It's one of those fun songs. This one hooked me when I was a kid when I first got this box set, and I think it's just a catchy, fun song. It's all about being crazy about someone and getting a rush for someone when you're near them, kind of like having butterflies in your stomach. And I think it's just kind of like, especially like a intro, and like when you're first with someone, you
Yeah.
just get that rush with them when you're with them, and you know, and it could be also be a longevity, still be get a rush with someone. Um, it's such a fun quick 3 minute song.
It,
Um,
I feel like it's a song that's built for radio.
Absolutely. I think it would have been a massive hit too. You know, I love the way that it doesn't start instrumental. It just starts with him like, "Every day of my life has been leading me here tonight. Feels like I'm coming home back." You know, so I love the way that it starts out. Then the chorus just kind of gets right in your face, and I like it, I like it. You know, like, yeah, I love that. But my favorite part of the song, and this is probably my favorite verse of the whole box set, is the second verse. "I can fly, I've got wings, I've got riches that money can't bring. I've got more than a king, I've got you. And baby, that's a lot." I love that line. It's, like I said, my favorite verse of the whole box set. That's it right there.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is probably say that's my favorite line in the song as well. Um, yeah, a song that I think could have been a massive hit. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you know what else is so good about this song too is the pre-solo. You know when they, you know, like a Tico go da 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 da. You know, how does
Yeah,
John? Everything you do, I get a rush. I get a rush for you. Then it goes into the solo. I love that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Next one is "Someday Just Might Be Tonight." This was written, I think, I read somewhere it was during These Days tour, and then it got recorded and just kind of um, put to the side. It was written by John Ritchie and Mark Hudson. Um,
Mark
and
Hudson.
what's that?
I'm a big fan of Mark Hudson songwriting.
Yeah, he's good. Um, this song is just all about, I think, just like kind of like chasing your dreams and not giving up. And you know, like the title says, someday just might be tonight. Like this tonight might be your lucky break. This might be where you succeed, no matter how down on your luck you may be. This
Yeah,
might, you know, and honestly, when I was listening to this song earlier today, two things. One, this is one of those songs I don't always often listen to, but when I do listen to it, I'm thinking, wow, why don't I listen to this more often? It's like such a great gem, has a great message. And secondly, when I was listening to this album this morning, I was actually, not in a weird way, but I was thinking of you. You know, how you are in Nashville chasing your dreams to be a musician and all that. I was thinking this applies to you. You
yeah,
know, like tonight might be your big break, you know, where things get, you know. So
yeah. I actually love like the opening lyric which says, "King of the mountain on a dead end street at the end of the block is where we cut our teeth." but the world's trying to sweep us off our feet. That is like relatable in a way, and I feel like anybody listening to this that lives here and plays music, it happens so much because it's like, all right,
There you go. Yeah.
I might just have to hold it. I think what I was saying is I love it because on the end of the block is where we cut our street, or we would cut our teeth, you know, king of the mountain on a dead end street. And that in my head is super relatable because it's kind of like how many people move to Nashville because they're the best singer songwriter in their hometown. And then they come here and it's overwhelmed with talent. And you're really getting swept off your feet because you're like, wow, there's so much happening.
Yeah.
Line I relate to a lot.
Yeah, and you bring up that King of the Mountain in line, and so it always makes me think too. Was that a knock on? Because like I said, the song's all about trying to make it big or trying to achieve your goals. And so, like with King of the Mountain, it kind of makes me think: was it a knock on 7800? You know, when they were still trying to make it big and they weren't successful yet. You know, pretty much saying it's coming from the bad and then looking for success.
Yeah.
You know, but and
that's a good point. I never thought of it like that, but that's a good point.
But you know, like your reason behind it, or the way that I interpret, you know, that's the amazing thing about music. Tico on the drums on this song is so good too. I love the way he plays drums on this. And then there's that powerful chorus. Obviously, you know, don't, you know, my favorite line: "Don't give up, don't give in, stand and fight. You might just win." You know, that's my favorite part of the whole song. This I think this song should have been released because I think it had such a good positive message. It should have been put out there.
Agreed.
So,
the song
yeah.
Could be a hit.
So the next one is "Thief of Hearts," and this was written. So 2004. You and I both know this, but for people who are watching that don't, in 2003 they released an album called "This Left Feels Right," and it was for like a remake of songs,
yeah,
of other hits. And so at first, John wanted to record some new songs like "Last Man Standing" and "Thief of Hearts," stuff like that, and put it on the album. Well, later he decided not to pull those out. But "Thief of Hearts" was one of them. It was written by John and Pat Leonard, and he just felt like the song, the new stuff that he was writing was not right for "This Left Feels Right." And eventually, this actually just became an outtake anyway. But "Last Man Standing" made it to "Have a Nice Day," just a new version. But I love this. This is one of my favorites too. You know, I think that this song is all about falling in love with someone even if you don't want to. You're like stealing someone's love. You know, like basically saying you're gonna fall in love with me no matter what. I'm gonna do whatever it takes for you to fall in love with me. I'm the thief of hearts. But, you know, the accordion. I like the accordion in this song too. That's unique. Um, my favorite line too is, "I am the thief of hearts, guilty of the charge. You can throw away the keys, double up the bars." You know. So what are your thoughts on this song?
To me, the coolest part about this song is, you know, it's no secret that John is a huge fan of Tom Petty, and you can hear the Tom Petty influence in this song through and through. And I think he's talked about it, and like that's the coolest part is when you could kind of hear that influence peeking in, and on this song you could hear it the whole way, chord progression, lyrically and sonically, and which is super awesome. My favorite line in this song is, "Hey baby, I'm gonna wear you down. You better listen to me now."
Yeah, and that could be interpreted in a
yeah, like you just say that like it could could feel aggressive.
Yeah,
And then
it's
it goes
definitely
back into I am the thief of hearts, the shadow on your wall. And it's like, yeah, that's super cool. It's a hit. Song's a hit.
absolutely. Next one is Last Man Standing. Then this is a demo. Like I said about Thief of Hearts, how it was supposed to be written for This Life Feels Right, then taken off. Same thing with Last Man Standing. Let me ask you, which version do you love more? The box set demo or the Have a Nice Day version?
This one.
You and me,
Absolutely.
you and me both. I remember because Have a Nice Day came out in 2005. So this box set came out in 2004, and I remember that This Stuff Feels Right DVD. They performed it on
Ah,
there, and that was one of my favorite performances. And I think that intimate,
the
pull
pan-
you in storytelling sound is so good. It has so much intimacy, and I think that's what makes this song better. Is the way this demo sounds, and I think it's perfect.
that video that you're talking about from the This Lifter Feels Right DVD makes me cry every time I watch it as a songwriter. When he's giving that speech in the beginning and he says, "This is for the last heroes left. This is for Tom Petty. This is for Bob Dylan. This is for Bruce. This is for Bon Jovi." And,
Yep.
but no, this is one of those songs where the same thing about just painting a picture. I picture being at like a carnival, like come see a living, breathing spectacle only seen right here. I picture someone being like, come on in. And like, it's your last chance. The line is long. Like, you won't believe your eyes won't believe your ears. Awesome line, by the way.
Yep.
Like, get your money out, get ready. And then the line about like, you better hold on to your honey and honeys don't forget to breathe. Like, yeah, so good.
Captivating. And then this whole song is obviously about his aim at the music industry, and I think the reason, and I heard in an interview somewhere where someone had asked John about why is the Have a Nice Day version a completely different sound. He thought that there was a lot more anger in this demo, and he thought he needed to tone down that anger. And it's always all about the music industry, especially where it was, and this is right where the peak was, where the music business was changing in the digital era, because now you're starting to see, like YouTube and digital downloads and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Funny enough, I remember when the Have a Nice Day version, when Have a Nice Day came out, before they put Have a Nice Day on the band's website, and then the single was obviously out, you can buy in stores. And then I think like a week before the album came out, they put Last Man Standing on the band's website for you to listen to, and you could download it. And so it was kind of ironic. The whole song is about an
Yeah.
aim at the negativity of digital downloads and the music industry, and then they go and put it on their website. So, but I remember when I first heard that song, I'm like, because like I was like really excited because this is before the digital era. When I heard that Last Man Standing on the DVD, that's the only place you could hear it, and I was like, I really want like a CD. I want this on a CD. And so when I found out it was going to be on Have a Nice Day, I was like, oh, they're putting it out. I can't wait. And then you and I both know that it's a completely different version. And that version's okay, but the box set version's the best.
Me too. And the cool thing about it is like, that's just the cool thing about music. And I think it stands true for every song that John's ever written. But, you don't need that, on the album version of Have a Nice Day, same thing of like distortion turned up to 10, big drums. And this version is so stripped down and it almost means more.
Mm-hmm.
And feel it more than that. And that's the coolest part. Is it's almost like listening to two different songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
My favorite line in this song is, his words were more than music, they were pictures from the soul. So keep your funk, hip hop, pop, rock, junk, and your digital downloads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite line too. That's like the perfect aim at
yeah.
that's about. Last one on this disc is "I Just Want to Be Your Man," and it was written by John. It was written during the Crossroads These Days era. Um, I think it's a good song. I think it's all about just kind of like rekindling a relationship, being in a tired relationship and trying to refocus on your love for that person, trying to forget the hard times and everyday cycle and just saying, tonight, I want to be in love with you. I want to be with you and just forget everything and just, enjoy our relationship. The guitar intro to this song is pretty good too. I really dig it. And the way that John Ritchie sing this together when they're singing "I Just Want to Be Your Man," I thought that's pretty cool. Then that slow intro, the way that picks up into the chorus. What's your thoughts on the song?
I think it's a just cool song. I think it's like,
yeah, it's not one of my favorites, but
yeah, it's anything amazing, but I don't not like it by any means. I've heard John say things like, I think recently I heard him talk about Shine or Love Can, one of those songs, and he was like, oh, well, we made those bonus tracks because I could write you 1,000 of those songs. And that's how I feel about this song. Is like, I feel like he probably wrote this pretty quickly. It was like, here's a love song, hand it in.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's good.
Yeah.
My favorite line is, "You still ever think of you and me as us, or is it another thing we let die and turn into dust?" I thought that was a brilliant, and I'm sure you as a songwriter can really appreciate that line.
Yeah, that's a good one. All I want is to dream out loud. We used to think we had it all worked out is probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
When I picked like dream out loud, and then it's like, well, we thought we had it all worked out, but don't make a plan.
Exactly. So overall, it's a good song, and I wish we could keep talking. I could just talk about this whole box set with you, but I truly enjoyed our chat today on this
box man.
When I was trying to think of people I wanted to do this box set with, I wanted to do it obviously with diehard fans, and I knew, from our conversation back in June, you're a perfect candidate to do one of these discs. So it was great to have you on, and I'm glad we became friends, since June. We go talk to each other on Instagram and all that, and I appreciate you. I think you're a good guy.
Yeah, you too, man. And I haven't got to talk to you like congrats on the wedding and all that.
Thank you very much. So, all right, buddy. Thanks again for coming on and doing this chat with me, and hope you stay safe.